Alright guys, here we are for perch dissection part 2 and tilapia dissection today. Perch dissection in your lab notes. So we've opened the fish up and you can see that, like I said, I filleted this fish out. So those are the fillets. There's some nice little fillets there. Again, not as big as they could be, but they definitely are an okay size. I'm not disappointed considering what we went through to like take care of them and whatnot. So I want to come in here and take a look at the parts and what we've gotten. I mesh, some of the parts squeezed out a little bit while I was getting stuff ready here, but I think that we're okay still. So a couple things we're going to look at here and get you guys going. So the first thing that I would like to look at, not sure that I can actually see yet, is where, oh boy. Dissection tools definitely are easier to work on some of these activities. But I want to pierce the cavity up here. So we are in the we're in the abdominal cavity right now, but the cavity that I pierced up here so that you could see is right where the gills are. And you can see that little, sorry, there's a shadow, rectangular kind of organ. Let me point it out with my fillet knife and get in there. Right in the heart of that cavity, and I just gave it away. That is the heart, and let's open that up so you can see it a little bit more. It's in its own cavity that is down underneath the reformatting here. Yeah, that's great. Great stand, Mrs. Burnson. Should have thought of that ahead of time. It's down underneath where the gills are. And let's see if we can get that opened up a little bit more so that you can see in there. It's almost easier sometimes in class. We like pull apart the might even be easier from this side. Oh yeah, definitely. Just like people, certain side of the body, it's easier to see some organs, and I'm dumping out a lot of the organs that we need to see, but in here, let's see if I can get it out for you. Trying to get it out for you whole. Definitely when we're doing dissections in class, we also are using our PPE, but remember that this is also a butchering activity. I think I only got part of it. So I only got the kind of triangle piece that I showed you first. We're going to put that down there, and the other piece that was connected up here to essentially where the heart connects into the rest of the body. Still would really like to get this open up here so you can see a little bit better again. Fillet knife, not dissection tools. Okay, so that heart sat right in here, and the other part of it was connected to this white material that is right in here, and it's kind of a longer tube. I messed it up a little bit, but hopefully you can see it in there. See, zoom in on my video. and it's attached to more triangular piece. And you can see that on your diagram, that in chamber number 2 is more triangular, and chamber number 1 is a narrower part. So the second chamber, the first chamber is taking the blood from the gills, and it's bringing it to chamber 2. Chamber 2 is bringing the blood to the rest of the body. Fish only have a 2-chambered heart, whereas people have a 4-chambered heart, mammals. And so that's good for you to know the difference there. Now I'm going to flop my organs back in so we're not too far from where they kind of were initially. So it also wants you to know the function of part 1, part 2. Part 1, atrium, part 2, ventricle. So part 1 receives blood from gills, part 2 pumps blood to body. You can take a look at more online if you want to. All right. Locate the tube-like digestive system behind the mouth in the area called the pharynx. This leads to the gullet, or the opening of the esophagus. This is a very elastic and can stretch when the fish is alive, and we're going to find that right here. This is our gullet area coming in. There's a lot of connective tissue in a fish, and so in any animal's body, it's keeping the organs where they're supposed to be, rather than them, like, you know, floating all around in here. Now, you can see this fish has been eating a lot. I have been feeding them pretty heavily. Had a lot of food in its stomach. It hadn't eaten since yesterday, so I'm going to say that it's very likely that the power went off, you know, closer to like last night, maybe, if it, you know, already was kind of stressed and it hadn't processed some of that food out. But when a fish is in the wild, it is asking, how could this elasticity help a fish? And think about some of the different prey that a fish is eating in the wild. Lots of variation. And sometimes it's unusual things, sometimes it's other fish, sometimes it's amphibians, reptiles. So that elasticity might help a fish to bring in quite a few different varieties of prey, and sometimes some very big prey. All right, next it says to cut the stomach open and look inside. So again, this is fresh, and you can see the blood vessels still attached to the stomach area in here. I don't really want to cut it open. I can still feel the fish pellets in there. You guys really want to see it though, don't you? Yeah, Mrs. Burnson, do it. Cut it open. We want to see the inside. Mental note, I'm going to have to wash my cutting board before I process any more fish. But there you go. There's your fish pellets. Super translucent, right? There's not much to it. There's a membrane in between my finger there and my finger itself. Oh, there's Sonny and Ivan. That's Ivan barking tonight. He really would like some fish. So draw the stomach contents. When it says draw the inside of the stomach in the space below. All right. It does say to locate the exceptionally large liver that's right in front of the stomach, and that's this cream-colored organ here. In a mammal, the liver is going to be more of a reddish color, but in fish, it's very creamy white in this fish. And from what I remember from some of our perch, it's also pretty creamy white as well. So that's the liver. What's the liver do? It releases bile into the digestive tract so that the fish can process nutrients, breaks down fats, and it also helps with some other endocrine functions in the body. All right, so you're drawing the liver. The liver does have different lobes. There's one lobe, it's kind of triangular, and did I mash the second lobe? Hey, yeah, I gotta mash the second lobe. The second lobe's also triangular, but definitely larger. I poked it with my knife when I was getting this fish opened up for you. All right. Next, we're doing the intestines. And just for you to note right here, this little like sac, liquidy sac there, think about that for a minute. And also this little item right here, it looks like a little red worm. Think about what that might be too. So intestines next, and intestines, I also they got chopped up a little bit. So the intestines are pretty much all down here. Very interesting, they have a lot of air in them. I don't know why. That may have to do with the fact that, like I said, the water drained out of the tank. But you can see some food being processed through as well. And there's definitely some food in there along with all of the air. And that's why this fish was so big, because the air was in there. Okay. Ooh. All sorts of interesting stuff in here. I think I popped the swim bladder. The swim bladder would have been up here, and it sits right underneath the ribs. And so I did pop it. It kind of has a metallic-y sheen to the outside of it, like a white metallic balloon in there. But there's really not much for me to show you. There's a little bit of the edge of it right there. These are also some intestines down there. I'm bringing up my other diagrams so that I can see some stuff for you. Okay, so yeah, more intestines right there. And this part right here would be part of the reproductive tract. This would be attached down here at the anus as well. It is not, I think this fish is a male. I'm not seeing anything that tells me it's a female versus a male, but again, tilapia anatomy is a little harder for me because we haven't done tilapia anatomy. So I'm gonna have to look up a couple things. Bonus questions for you. This little red organ right here. It's not listed on your diagrams in your packet, but it is one that I know what it is. And then also this little liquid-filled organ right here. Want the answers? All right. Spleen is up here, and down here is the liquid-filled cavity is the gallbladder. And the spleen has to do with more of the blood system, and the gallbladder stores bile from the liver. And again, these appear to be more parts of the digestive tract. It's possible that this is part of the reproductive tract, and I've got this wrong. Right here in this part may still be part of the liver. Yeah, I'm right there, guys. This is all liver. This whole big this whole big component right here is all part of the liver. It's pretty massive. And this right here is part of the digestive tract. I do still think it's a male. And I think this is like where the sperm are produced in there. So equivalent of testes. Okay, so liver, we're going with spleen. Liquid-filled cavity is gallbladder. You do have to draw the liver. So I would draw a massive, massive liver. You saw the air bladder. Again, no eggs. Let me see what other questions I had for you. Air bladder helps them with depth. I think that's it. Yeah. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed your tilapia dissection. This was yummy, right? Yeah. I am going to do a filleting video for you. bonus video for today. All right, you guys have a good day. Bye.